Welcome to the Ohio Housing Finance Agency's how-to video on managing property users in DevCo. Hopefully, as I am going through the information, a lot of your questions will be answered. If your questions are not answered during this session, you can always submit questions to the DevCo Help Desk for assistance. You are then on the login screen. And then this brings you to the program screen. It may look slightly different depending on what type of access that you have. To approve property access, you have to click on the tenant income certification and owner certification link that's at the top. And you'll now be on your property listings page. This will show all of your properties that you currently have access to. Once your users or yourself have registered in DevCo, the online property owner or the property manager has permission to approve all of the online users for that property. The owner access types are the only ones that need to be approved by an OFIS staff member. So for your on-site manager, the regional manager or potentially the owner could approve their access. DevCo currently does not alert those managing the access to when a new or pending request for a property has been made. So if you're expecting a new request, we recommend that you remind your staff to alert you to when they have completed a request. So it does not matter which year you're selecting to manage the users. For this example, we're going to go to Salmon Chase Acres. And this brings you to the property details page. And on the left, you can see your properties, buildings. Above that are your DevCo links. And the one that we're using today is Manage Users. If you do not have access to approve users, you're not going to have this link available for that property. And it can depend on property to property if you have access to manage users. Once you're on the page, you will see all of the current DevCo users for the property. You will not see yourself listed since your access would need to be removed or modified by another user that is able to manage users or by an OFIS staff member. Under the current users, you will find all of the pending requests. If your staff member's registration was successful, you will see their email and name listed here. You will now need to decide what type of access that they should have. So you have to choose from one of the following access types: OC Viewer, OC Editor, Property Manager, or Online Project Owner. And I will bring up a chart briefly to show sort of how these work together with the types of roles that the staff and those involved with the properties has. So your owner and general partner is typically the online property owner. And then they can approve access to the management company. And there can be various roles for the main contacts for the management company. And they will also approve access for syndicators and investors. Your syndicators and investors will have OC viewer access, and your management company, the primary staff for that, will have online property manager access so that they can manage their on-site staff and other managers. The on-site manager and any other managers would have OC editor access. The OC viewer may only view the compliance information, so your events and other information available in DevCo for the property. They are unable to make any changes to the information that they see. And again, this is typically syndicators that have this type of access. The OC editor may view or edit online compliance information, so that's entering your tenant events and completing utility allowances, that sort of thing. This is often on-site managers that have this access type. The property manager can edit the tenant events and other compliance information. They can submit annual reports and manage users in DevCo. This is typically a primary contact for the management company or a regional manager that has this access type. The property owner or project owner, as it's referred to in DevCo, are able to do all of the things that I just mentioned, and this is an access type that is typically approved by OFA. It operates much like the property manager access, although we recommend that there's only one project owner listed for each property to serve as a main contact. And this is usually a representative of the ownership entity or the general partner. The 38609 access types are ones that you should not choose for your staff. These are not currently used in DevCo. So for our user access requests that we have Amelia Atchinson here as a new on-site manager for the property. So we will need to give her the OC editor access type. So we make sure that we have OC editor highlighted, and then we can click approve. It takes it a moment, and you will now see her listed among the current users that already have their access approved. We also have Amelia Howland, which is a representative of the syndicator Flying Cross Corporation for Housing. She will need to have OC viewer access. So we scroll through the list and again highlight and click approve. Now that we have covered the approvals for new access, we will look at how to complete updates to access. To change or update the type of access, first note what access type each person has. Each user's access is based off of the selections that are currently highlighted. So for example, Amelia Putnam, who's also an on-site manager, she has OC editor access. You typically would not need to change access for a person unless they are taking on more or less responsibilities for things in DevCo. To change their access, you select the new type that you want them to have, and then you would click Update. And you must make sure to click Update after you've selected the access type, Otherwise, they will continue to have the access they previously had. You can also remove access. Please be careful when you're doing so, because if you use the remove feature, which is located under update, they will no longer have access for this property, and so you will not see their name listed here at all. To remove the access, you'll click the button. We will use Samuel as an example here. He was a part of the previous management company. So we are now have the message popping up, double checking if we want to actually remove their access. And note that it's mentioning this cannot be undone. If they would need to have access again, they would have to make a new request to have access on the property. So we're going to click OK. And after a moment, you can see that he is no longer listed among the users for this property. This concludes our video on how to approve property access for staff and to make changes to their access. If you still have questions or concerns, please submit a question to the DevCo help desk, and thank you for watching.